Greetings, and good morning from Austin Bergstrom International Airport. Today I am taking an early morning flight out to Miami with the American Airlines. It was rather slow getting into the airport due to the amount of traffic here, but after a bit of waiting, we managed to get into the airport. It was a little bit unpleasant getting up this early to catch our plane, however it was what we could book, so we did it anyways. After getting through security, we made it to our gate where we could wait for our plane. We were a little bit early before departure to our gate, and I was getting pretty hungry, so I headed off to grab some breakfast, or so I thought. What I got was a little bit meager for a breakfast, a couple of salamis and a couple pieces of bread and some cheese, which I chose to pass on. At least it tasted good. I just wish I had gotten a little bit more food. Luckily, I grabbed another package, which I decided to wait for when we boarded the plane. After a little bit of waiting, the boarding announcement is being made for our flight and we can get on board. Climbing on board, we're met with a relatively comfortable seat for most American domestic airlines. The sun still hadn't risen by the time I was on board, with nothing but the lights of the airport to illuminate the darkness around us. Again, it just goes to show how early I woke up.
We lived here during the last.
A lot of people were getting on for this flight to Miami, which didn't surprise me as it was spring break. Unfortunately, this meant that I would probably have to wait a while to deplane as I was towards the back of the plane with all these people on board.
Entertainment is available on today's Stream Apple Music for free in flood by connecting to our Wi-Fi. To access millions of songs, thousands of playlists, original.
Right as the sun began to rise, our plane pulled out of the gate preparing for takeoff for this 2-hour flight to Miami.
Good morning, this is American Airlines Flight 2294 with service to Miami. My name is Laura. I am your lead flight attendant, and on behalf of this wonderful Miami-based crew, I would like to welcome you aboard. Our flying the crew is Captain Ray Simpson and First Officer Werner Stoll, and our flying time to Miami is going to be 2 hours and 4 minutes. Your safety is very important to us. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pay attention to the flight attendants. Thank you. In the event of
our departure from Austin was same as always. As we taxied out, we once again got another view of the terminal and the planes parked there, as well as a couple of airplane sheds along the way. We soon reached the runway and thus can take off for our flight east. Making our way out of Austin, we get a great view of the farmland that surrounds the city. Unfortunately, probably due to the clouds and the fact that I probably wasn't on the right side of the plane, I didn't get a view of the skyline as we made our way out. For whatever reason, it seems that I always get cloudy weather when flying out from Austin, as yet again, it was quite misty as we made our ascent out of the city. Clouds got thicker and thicker as the ground slowly began to disappear, leaving us with nothing but pure white outside the plane's window. While we're waiting for the clear blue skies to break through, let's let's look at the seating on American Airlines. We get the same amount of standard legroom as you do on most other airlines, which is very limited. However, you can still stretch out beneath the seat. Instead of the seat back pocket, the safety information card is in this smaller pocket towards the top of the seat's headrest. The tray table folds down from the seat in front just like on any aircraft and can extend a bit for easy use. One interesting thing I've noticed about American Airlines is this smaller tray table that folds out from in front of the safety information cards pocket as well as the big one. I suspect this is to hold small devices such as phones, however let me know in the comments down below if you know what it's actually used for. One thing that comes in handy with American Airlines is this outlet on the seat in front. This really comes in handy with passengers wanting to charge their devices on their flight. This would be especially important with passengers flying to certain places for work. For passengers with multiple devices, there is another outlet down beneath the seat where you can charge your other device while the other one is being used. It's a bit of a problem that other airlines don't do this, at least as far as I can tell. There are also reading lights above the seats which can be controlled via the buttons next to them, as well as air vents to keep cool at these high altitudes. Aircraft's comfort is that the armrests are not padded. They may be comfortable enough for about 3 hours, but probably not much longer than that. While the armrests may not be super comfortable, the headrests are quite comfortable, as well as the backrests, which kind of make up for the discomfort of the armrest. After a little bit of waiting, we finally broke through to the clear blue skies above as we made our way across the Gulf of Mexico. East, the snack and drink service began. For a drink, I chose to go with a cup of water, as I always do, which tasted the same way it does on any airline. Offered for a snack were a couple of gingerbread cookies which were virtually identical to those found on Delta. They were relatively good compared to most airline food, which I hear has a reputation of being quite bad. As we made our way across the Gulf of Mexico, the cloud cover soon broke up, giving us a great view of the deep blue sea below us. While airlines don't provide the best views you can see from traveling, these ocean views were good enough to pass the time on our way to Miami. Watching the ocean for a little bit, the Florida Peninsula came into view, a sign that we were nearing our final destination of Miami. The Everglades are a vast swampland that covers most of western Florida. I'll be exploring the Everglades while I'm here in Florida, but in order to do that, we have to get to Miami, so back to the flight. Making our way over the Everglades, I soon spotted a boat, one of which I'll be taking in the Everglades. After passing over the Everglades, the skyline of Miami soon came into view, and we soon began our final descent. After landing, our plane began making its final way towards the gate where we would later disembark. With our plane now parked at a gate, we can unbuckle and deplane. Unfortunately, because we were at the back of the plane as day when departing Austin, we had to wait for a little bit for other passengers to deplane, but eventually we were able to deplane into the airport. Now that we are in Miami Airport, it is time to bring today's video to a close. In the next video, I'll be right back here in Miami to take a ride up to West Palm Beach on Brightline, the first ever privately run railway in the US in over 60 years. If you enjoy travel, I suggest you like and subscribe. I have a lot of cool journeys coming up very soon, so stick around so you don't miss them. Anyways, that's the conclusion of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the flight, and I will see you all next time. Take care.